What's up, everybody? Chris Farley again here, aka at Farley Bets on Twitter. Here, giving you some thoughts about the Cavaliers and Celtics in Game 5 for sports wagers, because we really don't have an actual pick on this game. It's pretty gross, right? At some books, Celtics are minus 15, it's minus 14.5. I mean, this is a massive spread for a playoff game. But I just want to talk about some ways that you could approach it. I know the betting public always wants to bet, right? We want to have a wager on every game. By the way, that is not the way to win real money in this business or in this industry. You do not have to bet on every game. But if you want some angles to wager on Cavaliers and Celtics tonight, here are some thoughts for you. First of all, we know that the Cavaliers are very injured, right? Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Caris LeVert might all be out of this game. They're all questionable. I think we're probably going to get 2 out of 3. Hopefully the Cavs get Donovan Mitchell. Now, if they do get Donovan Mitchell, or if they do get 2 out of 3 of those guys, we're going to see the spread move a little bit. I mean, it should move a lot if Donovan Mitchell is in, but we'll see it move a little bit if at least 2 of those guys is in. Betting this spread as soon as possible before that injury news comes out officially might be a good idea if you like the Cavaliers in this game. My only caveat for that is I'm not sure why you would like the Cavaliers in this game. Now, if Donovan Mitchell plays, they do have a chance to stay within distance, right? He's such a good player. NBA players across the association talk about how he's one of the most gifted scorers, one of the most gifted offensive players in the association. So, he's going to add an element for the Cavs that's going to be able to hopefully keep them away from a huge margin in this contest. But the thing that we noticed about Boston over and over again is, as you can tell in Game 3, right? They just don't have that. I'm sorry, Game 4. They don't have that killer instinct, right? Like, they won in Game 3. They were still in Cleveland. They knew that Donovan Mitchell was out. They knew that the Cavs were injured overall. And they just kind of they didn't have that killer instinct. They didn't have that attack mode aggression, like we're going to blow out the Cavaliers. So Cleveland remained in that entire game. They kept it competitive. Now, since Boston kept that last game a little too close, and now they're going back home where they lost in their last game at the TD Garden Center, I think that Boston is going to bring their best effort tonight. I think they're going to do really well. But a way to approach this game is, especially if a Donovan Mitchell plays, maybe you wait and you bet this game live, right? If Cleveland can keep this game close at the very start of this contest in the first quarter, facing elimination, right? It doesn't get more motivating than that. Then you're going to see that spread immediately move down, right? If it's a tie or like a 2 to 5 point lead for the Celtics at the end of the first quarter, it's probably not going to be a 14 or 15 point spread on the full game at that point. So maybe you take a discount on Boston once the game starts if Cleveland is hanging around, because I do not think that Cleveland is going to be able to hang around for this entire contest. Again, even if some of those guys play, they're banged up. Cleveland is clearly outmatched in this matchup. I mean, they came out and played with a lot of fire, no-name guys coming off the bench in Game 4. So, you got to give them a lot of credit for fighting. But the personnel that Boston can roll out there, the two-way players that they have offensively, defensively, back at home, defending home court after losing in Boston, and a chance to close out this series and get some rest before the Eastern Conference Finals, because the Pacers and Knicks are still going at it. I think Boston is going to turn it up in the second half. So maybe think about a Cleveland Cavaliers bet early. Maybe think about a Cleveland Cavaliers bet before the injury news comes out, because you might be able to get a much better spread than what's going to happen if, let's say, Donovan Mitchell ends up playing. And then look to bet the Celtics live if the Cavaliers are competitive at the beginning and that spread comes down. At 14.5 or 15, we're not touching the spread. I'm not touching the total, because when you have a game with blowout potential, it's really hard to predict that. We're going to have a pick in the other game tonight, Dallas and OKC. That's a really entertaining series as well, 2-2. So that one's going to Game 5 at Oklahoma City tonight. Exciting stuff. NBA playoffs have been fantastic. Thank you for listening. Again, we're going to do more videos like this at Sports Wagers. Follow me at Farley Bets and bookmark us, SportsWagers.ca or SportsWagers.live. See you guys.